modeling one of your designs in Shapr3d. Here's my 3 very basic designs that I've done. Let's start modeling the most basic one there, the really rough one I've done there. In fact, this one's so rough that it doesn't deserve much in the quality check box. The rendering probably doesn't show the shape there, and there's not really much on there that represents me, but it does fit inside the box. So this has got to fit inside a 100 by 40 millimeter square, or rectangle, sorry, that's what the rectangle is there. Okay, so I'm going to go back to Shapr, and let's open that up here. Okay, first thing I need to do is go Sketch. I'm going to go Rectangle. Now on that little arrow there means we can open this again. So I'm going to go Center Rectangle, and let's just tap on that bottom bit of paper there, or that plane. I'm going to start in the middle and then drag out like that, just so I get a rough rectangle shape. And zoom out a little bit. Okay, let's do the dimensions. So it's 100. Let's zoom out more. I'm going to zoom in just on one of the edges and tap again. And then I'm going to go 40. Okay, that's my most basic shape. Then I can go Exit Sketch. I'm going to rotate this around with one finger. I'm going to tap on the blue section, and I'm going to extrude it up by 5 millimeters there. Okay, and you'll see we've got on the left here, we've got body 1, and that's this first block we've made. The next thing I want to do is make the corners rounded, as we call this in design a fillet. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to select each vertical corner. I can get the arrow and then drag out. And let's go down here to a better view, and you can decide how big you want the corners to be. I quite like it with a nice big fillet on. I'm going to go deselect. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is add the text for my name. So I'm going to go Sketch, More, and then Text. Now in here, I can type my, well, it's not my name, but it'll do. And I'm going to choose a font that I like. Let's just do that one. And the sizing is the only thing that's kind of annoying in Shapr3d. So you can see there it's quite small and it's kind of annoying. Let's see if I can hide that. And there we go, right. So it's a bit small at the moment. So I'm going to just get this and make it bigger. So I'm going to go 20 and go enter. Let's hide the keyboard. That's looking more like it. We'll go continue. Now, if I go to top view, I can now rotate the text, and then I can move it into the middle of the face there and go done. So far, so good. Now you'll see what's kind of annoying is it brings in the text underneath the sketch body there. But that's okay. Because what I'm going to do next is I'm going to tap on underneath, tap on those faces there, and drag up. Now I don't want it to be cut out like that, so a good thing for you to learn is this little tiny, I'll show you again, that little tiny blob there, which is almost too small to notice. You tap on that, and if we go Union, you see what it does. Instead of cutting out, it just adds it on. Now we know that the original size was 5 mil, so I'm going to add another 3 millimeters on top. So the whole thing's going to be 8 millimeters thick. There, Mr. B. Then I'm going to add a little border around the edge. So I'm going to go Sketch. Now, instead of drawing on the bottom like I did with the text, that was a little bit silly, I'm going to tap on the top face here. And I'm going to draw around the edge. Now, to pick up the outline of the shape, there's a nice little tool here. If I go to More, and I go Offset Edge, tap on that, then I just tap on the edge of the body and then drag in by however much I want to do. Chunky shapes are quite nice. So I'm going to go 4 millimeters there. Then I'm going to tap on that little bit there that we did, and I can drag up. And we want this to be the same height as the text, like that there. and I'm going to go deselect. Okay, so for it to be a keyring, I'd need it to have a little hole in there. So that's probably the next thing to do is to go sketch, and I'm going to tap on that face there where I want it to be. And I'm going to go circle. That would be really nice would be if the hole. Ooh, what's going on there? Let's try again. We can just do a 5mm hole, should be fine. That may be because it's quite a thick design. Let's go bigger. We'll go 8mm like that. You can put it right in the corner there. Now what you can do actually is you can tap on. Oh, let's unselect the circle. Let's tap on that center point there, and then we can drag this around. So if you want, you can have it so that it's right in the corner, or you can have it so that it's sort of lines up with the fillets on the corner there, which could be quite nice. Could even make it. Let's see what 10mm looks like. Yeah, that's okay. You could bring that in a fraction as well, like that. It's completely up to you how big you want to make the hole, to be honest. I'm going to go exit sketch, rotate around, select the circle, and then drag down like that, and go deselect. Okay, and there we have it. There's my basic design. Now what's quite nice to do is sharp corners generally in design are not very nice. So we can either do a nice fillet going around the edge, or we can do a chamfer. So chamfer being like an angled edge. I can do a chamfer down here as well, or fillet down here. So you see you can do some quite nice. Let's see if that's going to work actually. Can you do that? Very good. And we could also do like just for that little raised lip there, we could do, let's see, either a fillet or we could join up the chamfers there. So it's like one big chamfer, which could look quite nice.